Hey everyone, this is Kaizouwar here, and you know what? Seeing characters like Naoto Kurogane, Mai Natsume, and S get in BlazBlue Central Fiction inspired me to make this kind of video. And it has been something that's been swirling around in my mind for a little bit. I've been wanting to talk about expanded material, but I thought, you know what? Characters of the expanded material make up, the expanded material. So I thought, what kind of characters would I want to see from the light novels or the mangas of BlazBlue to see them as a playable character someday? Now, there are some things I have to say before I start this video proper. This list will only cover expanded material characters. That means those whose physical appearances were outside the mainline BlazBlue games. As much as I want characters like Homura Amano Hokasaka to be playable, he was introduced first in BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma, so I cannot say that. And he's been in a mainline game and not any other expanded material as of now, so I can't count him as that. This list will also ignore the deaths / non-existent state of the characters in question. So if a character died in one of the expanded materials, they still qualify for this list even if they're dead. Sometimes I just don't care about, the deaths of characters in these fighting game cases because either they come back or there's some kind of contrived reason as to why they're playable again. So I thought, you know what, whatever, just let them qualify for the list even though they're dead or they don't exist anymore or whatever. Also, as I've already made a list about the X-Blaze characters, I will not add any X-Blaze characters into this list because I made an X-Blaze character list already, so they won't count. But other BlazBlue media characters outside of it are fair game, like the light novels such as Phase Shift or Spiral Shift, and the manga Remix Heart and Variable Heart. So without further ado, let's begin my top 5 characters that I wanted from BlazBlue expanded material to be playable in a game someday. Now, spoiling myself already, I want to bring up Tarami. She has been a character I've been wanting to see playable for ever now, and it's funny to me that she became one of the very first playable characters in BlazBlue Alternative Dark War. Hell, I wanted her playable way before that, And when looking into these characters, I thought, you know what, let me go check out the BlazBlue popularity poll from the 10th anniversary and see what people in Japan thought about, what would be their favorite BlazBlue character. And I took very quick notice of the characters that weren't ever playable, So I looked at Tarami and I saw that she was ranked 44th on the poll. Now, granted, I'm not expecting everyone in Japan to actually take a look at, BlazBlue expanded material. Most of them just know the games. They don't have to go out and buy the manga or the light novels or what have you. But seeing Tarami at 44th made me really think something. I was like, man, I figured she would be higher up, but I guess not. But anyway, yeah, Tarami's been a character I've been wanting to see playable for the longest time, and I'm actually happy that we get to see a glimpse of her in a BlazBlue Alternative Dark War. I'm just happy to see that because, more Bludge experienced characters that we see is a good thing. And I like characters like Kiro Hikagami, or I want to see characters like Spinner Superior, but I believe that Tarami was the highest character. Now Naoto's already in BlazBlue Central Fiction. I feel like the next best thing for me outside of Bludge experience to be a playable character would be Tarami. I definitely like to see her. I'm glad we got some gameplay of her. I get some more art of her because, yeah, some people come to me and say, yeah, she looks like Izanami, but the more I look at her and see her moveset, I definitely see that there's an obvious difference. They set her really good apart from just being another Izanami look-alike, which there's only really one, but since Izanami's a Saya clone, I'm not going to get to that discussion. But the point is, yeah, I want Tarami. Make her playable, Mori. I know you want to. I know Mori wants to. There's something in the back of my head that's telling me that Mori wants her to be playable. I don't know. She just feels like she would be playable, I don't know why. She needs to be playable because I definitely want to see her how she would feel like in an actual mainline BlazBlue game. And I've seen how she functions in Alternative Dark War. I've seen her movesets and shit like that. I pulled her, so now I got a chance to actually know what she would look like theoretically inside a mainline BlazBlue game. So, yeah, Mori, give me Tarami, or we're gonna have an issue. despite not being much of a fan of the Heart series of BlazBlue manga, I do believe that Mei Fang Lapis Lazuli was a very interesting villain, and I would definitely want to see her playable. Like, reading Variable Heart, she had a really strong impression, and she had a really strong presence throughout the manga. And as I said before in my previous videos about BlazBlue Variable Heart and Remix Heart, I believe that she could have been a really good villain if she had more time to, you know, stretch her legs some, because the manga actually just kind of ends abruptly with her getting killed in one shot. There was no epic throwdown with her between and mine, which sucks. You know, it sucks. But you know, there's nothing I can do about that. But the point is, I definitely want to see Mei Fang playable. I do want to see how she would interact with other members of the cast. I know Mei Fang is crazy, and I definitely want to see her interact more with, you know, the crazy kind of characters. We saw a glimpse of that in the manga where she talks to Hazma / Tarami, and Tarami's even like, really, you're crazy. Like even Tarami was like, oh yeah, this chick's crazy. He took advantage of that too later in the manga. But Mei Fang would be a great villain. I feel like if she got playable, she would have a great versus theme between her and Mai, because that would make total sense. Like, imagine having her and Mai as a damn, dude, that would be so sick. I would also like to see what her stage would be. I never thought about talking about this in this kind of video, but imagine these playable characters, they're going to get their own stage, right? So seeing Mei Fang's stage, the only thing I can really think of is the end of BlazBlue Variable Heart, where the field is like full of corpses. Like, it's like the Phantom field where everything's like full of corpses, everything's on fire, shit like that. I feel like that would be an epic stage to have for Mei Fang. As for our theme song, I got nothing, because I'm not very good at thinking of music. And since we were having English voice actors for her and some kind of resemblance of gameplay and her astral, she doesn't have a very good astral, but you know, the power of a mainline BlazBlue game could give her an astral. And you know, Mei Fang dies at the end of BlazBlue Variable Heart, but as I said at the beginning of the video, I will ignore the deaths / non-existence of a character, and that mostly applies to Mei Fang because she is dead. So you know what? Yeah, dead Mei Fang, zombie. Make her a zombie. Zombie Mei Fang. BlazBlue characters, zombies. We already got vampires. We already got cat girls. We can't have zombies, huh? You know, we got werewolves. We got robot samurai like Hawkman. Let's have zombies. Zombie Mei Fang. I root for it. Let's go. Kajun has always been a highly demanded character. Kajun is actually the most popular non-playable BlazBlue character at 26. Even like passing characters like Bang, Susanoo, Izuyori, Jubei, Tager, you know, stuff like that. You know, characters like them, Kajun is above them in regards to this 10th anniversary popularity poll. And you know, when I usually say to people, or at least ask people, like, hey, what kind of character would you want to see playable that's not in a BlazBlue game, you know? And they usually say Kajun. And Kajun's always been super popular. Now, I personally believe that Kajun is a highlight of the Heart series of manga. Even though she doesn't appear that much and doesn't do that much, I do believe that she has a very bubbly personality and a nice personality. She's super kind. She's a cool character. She's chill. And I believe that's why people like her so much, even if they don't really like the manga all too much. Kajun is just a cool character all around, and like, we didn't get much of her in regards of gameplay. We didn't know what she did in combat. I mean, we had hints of it, but we didn't actually see her, you know, get into actual physical fight. We didn't see much more of her until like BlazBlue Alternative Dark War, and she was one of the first characters there. And she's actually able to, like, you know, fight. I mean, hell, she was the one who created a freaking legacy weapon, ARCSYS for mine, and she can do that. Holy shit! But I do like how she plays in BlazBlue Alternative Dark War, because she plays in like a really goofy way. Like, she has like a goddamn freaking, like, what is it, like a gun? Like, I can't really count as a gun. It's like one of those barrel gun kind of things. It's like a joke weapon, if anything. But like, seeing that she can kind of play now, and we can see what she would look like in battle, I really do want to see her. She looks really quirky in combat. So I definitely want to see how she would play in an actual BlazBlue game. And she's one of the very few characters who has an English voice actress in Japanese that doesn't grate on my ears. So that's another bonus in Kajun. Like, seriously, make Kajun playable. Like, I swear, like, I feel like if Central Fiction right? If Central Fiction was a game that lasted like really long, like if it lasted all the way up to 2021, right? Let's say ARCSYS just kept supporting BlazBlue Central Fiction. I swear to God, I feel like Kajun, other than like someone like maybe Trinity, would automatically have been playable. Like if they had like season passes for Central Fiction, right? I bet that Trinity would be first, and then Kajun would be second. That's my dream season pass for BlazBlue Central Fiction. Mori, you bastard, put her in there. No, seriously though, Kajun needs to be playable. I'm actually like, I want her more playable than Saya Tarami. Seriously, so I can stop asking about it, because I'm tired of asking about it. Now, of all the characters I said so far, Raquel is actually the 51st character, which is under, you know, Mei Fang, under Kajun, under Saya. And I always figured that Raquel was a little bit more popular than she was, but then again, I don't know how Japan functions. I mean, hell, Hibiki is in 3rd place of this popularity poll, and I feel like he only got there because of his gameplay. So there's, popularity poll at this point means nothing to me in regards to Raquel. The point is that Raquel is weird to talk about, because I'm wondering, okay, how could she play like? Now, I just feel like she'd be a more direct version of Rachel, because Rachel usually doesn't, like, you know, do all the physical fighting herself. She just has, like, characters, you know, like Nago and Gi do most of the heavy work for her. So I feel like because Raquel doesn't have a Nago or Gi, you know, she could do more than she would. Like, if Rachel was a more upfront character that didn't have her minions do the heavy lifting, I feel like that's what Raquel would be. Now, we do have BlazBlue Alternative Dark Ward as a hint to what she could play like, because, you know, in regards of like all these BlazBlue characters in Alternative Dark Ward, these are like hints of what they could play like if they were in a you know, an actual mainline BlazBlue game. At least in regards to the characters who were never playable, like someone like Oct from X-Blaze, you know? We got a hint of what she could play like in a mainline BlazBlue game, but we don't got much of that because, you know, this is a mobile game. They ain't gonna give her that many moves, so, you know, there's that. But yeah, I would feel like Raquel would be a more upfront version of Rachel. And, you know, she has the whole motif of like dancing and flowers and stuff like that from what I've seen on her BlazBlue Alternative Dark War moves. So I feel like that'd be a good thing to show, you know? A more, like, Rachel if she could run. Just imagine Rachel, but running. That's something I don't want in my head. Like, Rachel putting actual physical effort into something for once in her life. That is a freaky, freaky thing to think about. So my 5th and final choice for this list is CL Sulfur from BlazBlue Alternative Dark War. Now, to be honest with you, BlazBlue Alternative Dark War is in Japanese, and we're not even too far into what Mori really wants to do with the mobile game so far. But the point is, if a mainline BlazBlue game came out, I definitely want to see CL as a playable character of sorts. Now, if a mainline BlazBlue game came out and CL was like the main character or like a secondary main character, I kind of wouldn't mind. And in the back of my head, I kind of see Alternative Dark War having an influence on the next BlazBlue game coming out, because I don't see Mori just doing this mobile game on the side and none of it translates over to the next BlazBlue game. That just seems really unlikely that it wouldn't do it. So I think that the next BlazBlue game will feature CL in a major part. And, you know, it's nice to see CL here. I like her. You know, nice. It's funny to see that she was actually a concept for S back in BlazBlue Central Fiction that was retooled and repurposed into its own character. And that kind of gave me a idea that Mori may do something like that in the future. I remember seeing that book called Genesis of the Blue Blaze, where like it was a bunch of like concept art and concept ideas for what BlazBlue originally was going to be. Like it was back then, it was called the Blue Bloods or Riot Blue, etc., etc. And I kind of want to see if Mori can bring more ideas and repurpose them into more new characters, because CL came from this. I don't see why nobody else can. But yeah, CL being a prime field device is just ripe for more lore attached to her, because this is what BlazBlue is at this point. If you're a prime field device, you're going to be important in some way or another. And then Other things that I don't know of about CL, like the fact that she wields something known as a BlazBlue alternative. Don't know what that is because the wiki doesn't say anything about it, and I haven't had any information on it. But if it's called BlazBlue Alternative, I can only say it's like maybe an alternative version of the Azure Grimoire, which that means that'll be sick. She has her own BlazBlue, but it's an alternate version of it. So I don't know. The point is, guys, the point is, CL is seemingly a cool character. We have an idea what she plays like, and considering that she's going to be mega important in Alternative Dark War, I definitely want to see what her role could be in, you know, beyond this mobile game, because I definitely want to see her. I actually want her playable the moment Mori showed her off. You know, everybody kind of freaked out, like, oh shit, new character, then, you know, you forget that Alternative Dark War is going to be a thing, a mobile game. So I definitely see her becoming more and more important after their decision on what the next BlazBlue game is going to be. You know, next fighting BlazBlue game is going to be at least. So yeah, that's my thoughts on CL right there. Yeah, but that's it, everyone. That's the end of my top 5 characters from BlazBlue Expanded Material that I wanted to see playable in the mainline game. As I always say, please put your ideas in the comments below. I definitely want to hear what you guys say, because I love discussion, and I definitely want to see what other people will want as playable characters from Expanded Material in the game. You know, again, don't choose characters like Trinity. She does not count. As much as everyone wants to play Trinity, she was already introduced in BlazBlue Continuum Shift first. She is not an Expanded Material origin character, sadly enough. But yeah, I definitely want to see what you guys think about what you want to see as the next playable BlazBlue character from like the light novels or the manga. So without further ado, I will see you all next time. Peace, everyone. Hope you have a great day. I am gone.